Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Drogs, Fully Painted Miniatures, and I'm going through Aeons and 2nd edition. This is going to be the Nameless expansion, and I've already defeated the Blight Lord and the Wayward one on normal, so I'm going to attempt them on Expert now. So Blight Lord on Expert difficulty is we remove 2 of the tainted jades from the supply pile. So instead of, so it's the number of players plus 4 and then minus 2. So it's 4 total tainted jades instead of 6 on normal mode. And then the way he works is if there is only 1 tainted jade in his pile on his activation, he advances 1 space. If there's 0, he advances 2 spaces. And on unleashes, he gives out tainted jades, which you have to spend 2 Aether to destroy. So, yeah. And here is the tainted track. It didn't really come into play on my first playthrough on normal, but he starts in position 1. At position 3, Graveful takes 7 damage. Position 5, player with the lowest life suffers 4 damage. Position 7, he gains 7 life, and at position 9, it's automatic game over. So I'm also trying something new. I cleaned off my desk. You can't see it, but I have a lot more room on the sides over here, and I actually have a seat. So I'm actually playing sitting down for the first. I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm going to give it a try for this one. I'll probably go back to sitting up afterwards. But... All right, so increased difficulty. I'm keeping with Malister from the expansion. He's pretty awesome anyway. So he does not have a first breach. His second breach is 5 cost to open. Third is 3, and fourth is 10. His special ability allows him to purchase any spell or any of the spells from the supply pile and immediately prep it to a breach. It can be his breach or an ally's breach, but it has to be activated during Malister's turn. And then his unique card, Immolate, is basically a spark that while it's prepped, any damage taken to him will grant him a charge. Which I just realized I have no healing. Huh. I should probably swap out one of the cards. It's for essence stuffed. Yeah, I'm just going to do that real quick. Sorry about that. Because I'm not using Kadir, which I rely on her for my healing so much that... Blaze is really good too, but this stuff. I'll clean that up later. Okay. I just bent one of my cards. That sucks. Alright. Okay, and then I'm taking Adelheim. Adelheim's breaches. His first is open. His second costs 3. His third, 9. And his fourth, 10. His unique card is Amethyst Shard. An ally may draw a card and then discard a card in hand. So it's just kind of a way to help cycle through. And it also gains 1 Aether, so it's a slightly more advanced crystal. And his special ability is Ethereal Ward. When a nemesis attack or power card is drawn, so you do get to read it, but before it is resolved, you may discard it. It has no effect. So when you get that bad draw where you're just like, oh, he's going to unleash 3 times or whatever, you can just cancel it. Now, it doesn't allow you to cancel out the attacks of the minions and powers and things that are ticking off just the card that you draw. But it's still pretty powerful. So I thought I'd give that a try. And what we're going for a store in this game, I'm going to use Jade. That's my trusty go-to. 2 cost, generate 2 Aether. Nothing's more efficient than that in the game for economy generation. Leeching Agate, 3 costs, generate 2 Aether, and also grant you a charge, so that's nice. And then I'm also taking Burning Opal, so 5 costs, generate 3 Aether, and then this also allows you to discard a card in your hand and allows your ally to draw a card. So just help you cycle through that a little bit better. This was a tough choice. I actually got rid of Temporal Helix, which allows you to double cast spells for Focusing Orb. I love my Focusing Orbs, and I think Healing Gravehold is just so important. But I kept Molten Hammer instead. So gain 1 charge and allows you to destroy your starter cards and potentially destroy a Chain Jade as well. At the cost of 1 life. So I just swapped out Blaze for Essence Theft. Deal 3 damage. You may discard a card to gain 1 life. So I got a lot of card discards. So Molten Hammer probably should be swapped out for Mage's Talisman, but I'm going to leave it for now. Scrying Bolt, 6 cost, deal 5 damage. You may also spend a charge to reveal the top 2 cards of the Nemesis deck and put them back in any order. And then I swapped out whatever the name of that card is that takes up 2 spots for Arcane Nexus, because I love Arcane Nexus. Lets you double cast gems. So the plan with this one is you want to be double casting your Burning Opals, which gets you an extra 3 Aether and allows you to discard an additional card for your ally to draw. And then Radiance, deal 5 damage, each ally draws a card. Great. So I actually can't see half the board, so I'm just going to stand up. That's not working well for me. Camera's right in front of my face, and I can't really see what I'm doing. Okay, this looks better. All right, so everything's shuffled, and let's get going. All right, we're going to start with Adelheim. He is going to spend 3. Interesting. To open up his second breach and prep 2 sparks. And Amethyst Shard's ability is going to activate, allowing Malister to draw a card and discard. So he gets 5 right there on his first turn, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to take a Burning Opal. Oh, no, sorry. He will when he gets to his turn, I guess. Jumping ahead. All right, it is his turn, and he will take a Burning Opal. That is interesting. The other way to play that is I can open his second breach right away. Because this just kind of puts him back where he was. All right, Nemesis. Get the Haze Spewer. 5 life. Does damage equal to its current life to Gravehold, and then suffers 1 damage. Nemesis activates. So you get that dreaded double activation Haze Spewer. Gotta hate that. So 5 damage to Gravehold. Drops Haze Spewer to 4 life, though. And we draw Skewer. Unleash. Any player gains a Tainted Jade. Any player suffers 3 damage. Malister is going to take the 3. And then draws a card. Interesting. And we get Adelheim's turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's got 5, and he's going to buy a Burning Opal. Malister gets to go again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Arcane Nexus. He's going to hold on to that immunity. 2, 3, 4. Oh. Did I forget to... Did I get out? I got Alheim's turn and I forgot to attack, didn't I? Ugh. Too much coffee today, I think. Alright. So you get Alheim again. He's going to cast both sparks, do 2 damage to the Haste Spear. And then that's worth 3, 5, 6. I can go up to 8. No, I'm gonna just I'm gonna use the 6. Discard Tainted Jade, allowing Mouser to draw a card. And I'm going to buy a Focusing Orb and a Jade. Nemesis' turn. Haste Spear does 2 damage to Gravehold, drops us to 23, takes 1 damage. Then we get Shard Spitter 5 life. Gravehold suffers 2 damage. Any player gains a Tainted Jade and places it on top of their deck. Alright, we do get Malister next. He has 5, and he will pay 5 to open his second breach, which will then prep Immolate 2. Nemesis activates. Haste Spear does 1 damage to Gravehold and kills itself. Shard Spitter does 2 damage to Gravehold, drops us to 20, so that's not good. Any player gains a Tainted Jade on top of their deck, so we're down to 2 Tainted Jades. Oh, and we draw. Creeping Viridian. Power 3, any player gains a Tainted Jade and places it in their hand, and advance the Tainted track. Discard, spend 7 Aether. Okay, now we go to Adelheim. He has 5. He's going to buy a Burning Opal. Okay. And we get Malister. So he's going to spend 3 to open his third breach and prep Arcane Nexus. He's then going to double cast Burning Opal, and which gives him 6 Aether. And he's going to buy 2. No, that's fine. He's going to buy 2 Leeching Agates, which gives him 2 charges. He does not discard any cards. So, reasonably okay with how things started, except for the damage to Gravehold. That sucked. That's really unfortunate. Okay, good. So we start with Malister. He is going to cast Arcane Nexus. It's 4 + 1, so 5 damage, and he's going to kill the Shard Spitter. Then he's going to spend 2 Crystal to destroy Tainted Jade, put that back. And then with his remaining 2 Aether, he's going to buy a Jade. Okay. Then we get Adelheim. He's similarly going to use his Jade to destroy the Tainted Jade. He's going to prep both of those, and he's going to use his Focusing Orb to focus his third breach. So I now have no more Tainted Jades. They're all back the Nemesis. So we take a power token off of Creeping Viridian, and we draw Vitrify. The players collectively gain 2 Tainted Jades and place them in their hands. Ooh. Another power token off Creeping Viridian. And Woven Sky. Power 2, unleash. Any player suffers 4 damage. Discard 3 cards in hand. Okay. So we get Malister. Now this is 5. That's worth 2. So I'm actually going to spend all of that to get rid of, which is 7, to get rid of Creeping Viridian. He does take 1 damage from using the Tainted Jade, but that actually generates a charge because Immolate is equipped, which mitigates that a little bit. Okay, and Adelheim. He's got 2 Burning Opals. So he will pay 2 to destroy Tainted Jade, send that back. And then he generates 7 Aether. And he buys an Arcane Nexus. That way I can stack that right with my Burning Opals. Should put 1 on each side of it. 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like I have a lot of extra crystals. It's like all my hands are 5 crystals. So hopefully we get Adelheim again. He'll discard 3 crystals, buy a Jade, and discard Woven Sky. That's what I'm hoping for. Nope, Nemesis. Discard a power token, and we get Cauterizer. 3 life, does damage equal to its current life to a player. Reduces all damage to 1. Okay, Adelheim. Perfect. He's going to cast 2 Sparks, do 2 damage to the Cauterizer. He's going to discard 3 crystals, discard Woven Sky, and he's going to purchase a Jade with the remaining 2 crystals. Not a bad little turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got everything seemingly under control at this point, and he gets to go again. No spells. So Focusing Orb will focus his third breach again. And he generates 5, 6, 7. And he's going to buy another Arcane Nexus. Is that right? No, he's going to buy another Focusing Orb and a Lightning Agate, which gives him a charge. A Leeching Agate, sorry. So they each have 1 Arcane Nexus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's kind of the extent of their spells. So we will prep Arcane Nexus, which we will cast Immolate, sorry, and kill the Cauterizer first. Then we're going to prep Arcane Nexus, which we will use to double cast the Burning Opal. So that's 4, 10, 11. Or I can discard the crystal to draw an additional card. So what can I do with 11? Quite a bit, I feel like. Grab 2 Molten Hammers. 2 Essence, Molten Hammer, and an Essence Stuff. Molten Hammer and a Scrying Bolt, actually. I will discard 1, allowing Adelheim to draw. And I will take an Essence Stuffed and a Molten Hammer for the 10. So I feel like their economy is pretty decent. Nemesis is going to go Ossify. Players collectively gain 3 Tainted Jades and place them on top of their decks. We're going to go 1, 2. So that's all 4. That's really bad. So if Bright Lord activates, he will advance 2 spaces down the track. We do get Malister. He's going to use the Jade to destroy Tainted Jade. Put that back. He does get to double cast that Jade, though. No, that's during main phase. Yeah. So that he does double cast that. So I'm not going to use the Arcane Nexus right now. So that still leaves him with 5. And he will buy another Essence Theft. Need to get some spells. Get some damage going. I've managed everything. Blight Lord's kind of been throwing at me pretty well. Adelheim's still at full life. Mouser's at 6. But I can tell bad stuff's coming. All right, so we do get Nemesis. There's only 1 Tainted Jade, so he does advance 1 spot down the track. And we get Vertigra. Minion, 9 life. If any player suffers 3 damage, if it has 8 life or less, so if it's taken any damage at all, advance the Tainted Track 1 on an activation. So that's pretty gnarly. I still got to go after him, though. All right, so it is Mouser's turn. We will cast Arcane Nexus for 5. Yeah, I'm sorry, he doesn't have 13. He has 9. But we will do 5 damage. We will then spend 2, destroy a Tainted Jade, put that back up to 2, and we will buy another Jade. All right, and we get Adelheim. I'm going to prep Arcane Nexus and Spark. I will double cast the Burning Opal for 6. And that gives me a total of 8 Aether. I will spend 5 to open that 3rd breach, prep that last Spark, and I will spend 3 on a Leeching Agate, which also generates a charge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the last 2 Tainted Jades. Okay, Mouser does get to go again. That's good. So we're going to prep Immolate and Essence Theft. That's 4 damage. It's enough for a kill. Molten Hammer. We're going to use Generate a Charge. Destroy a Crystal. And we will spend the remaining 2 for another Jade. 3. I'm sorry. Where did I? Okay. Oh, he had the Tainted Jades. I'm sorry. I got really confused for a second. Okay. Nemesis goes. So he does have less than 8 life, or 9 life. So Adelheim's going to take 3 damage. Drops him to 7. And advances 1 on the track. That reaches point 3, which does 7 damage to Grateful. Drops us to 13. So not good. And we draw a card. Dread Plinth. Power 2. Advance the Tainted track twice. You can discard for 8 Aether. Alright. And we get Adelheim. He will cast Arcane Nexus. That's enough to kill Vertiger. He will then use the Jade and the 2 crystals to destroy the 2 Tainted Jades. That's his turn. Okay, he gets to go again. He will use both focusing orbs on his 4th breach. And then he generates 4 Aether, which is enough for another focusing orb. But I will separate that one out a little bit. And he gets to go again. Still has no other spells set up, so he generates 5, 7, 8, 9. You can also choose to discard 1. I kind of want to grab Focusing Orb and an Essence stuff again, because I feel like I'm gonna need all those. But I could also grab a Radiance. I'll grab a Radiance and discard the Crystal to allow Malister to draw one. And I forgot about the Dread Plinth. So stupid. Alright, I will cast Essence Stuff for 4 and discard the Crystal, healing 1. And that 4 is going to hit the Blight Lord, not Bright Lord. Drops him to 66. We'll then prep another Essence Stuff, and this is worth 9. And I will spend all of that to discard the Dread Plinth. Not the most efficient way to do it, but I'm staying ahead of what he's throwing at me, at least. So that part is nice. Nemesis goes. Needlemaw, 11 life. Grateful it suffers 2 damage. Unfortunately, I do not... Okay, so Grateful does suffer 2 damage from Needlemaw. Unleash twice, any player suffers 2 damage. So that's Tainted Jade, and we're going to have Malister take the 2 damage. That does generate a charge because he has Immolate. I just don't feel like I have the offense right now. Malister's turn. He will cast Essence Theft for 4 on the Needlemaw. drops him to 7. He will discard a crystal to heal himself 1, back up to 6. And then he will prep Arcane Nexus. This allows him to double cast a crystal, so it at least generates 4 Aether, and he will buy a Focusing Orb. Actually, I take that back. He buys a Charge and a Jade, and he uses the charges to buy a Radiance for Adelheim. Nemesis gets to go. Gravehold takes 2 damage from the Nidamoo. Brings us down to 9. Unleash twice and Gravehold suffers 3 damage. I don't like that. Or bring back the Vertigra. Oof. Neither of those are great options. Double activation. Of course it is. Alright. Drops Gravehold to 7. Malister will take that damage as well. That drops him to 3 life. He is full, so it does not advance the team track. That does, however, give him a charge. And now all 4 of these are going to be player turns at the very least. Okay. So Adelheim is going to cast... How much life is that? 9 and 7. And I have 8 on deck. I will use the Radiance and this Spark for 7 to kill the Nidamoo. That also allows both allies to draw a card, both crystals. We'll then prep Arcane Nexus, which will allow me to double cast Burning Opal. I will discard both crystals, allowing Malister to draw 2 additional cards. And I still have 9 Aether. Double cast the Opal 6, Jade is 2, and Amethyst Shard is 1. So that is 9. Essence Stuffed, Focusing Orb. So again, their economy is great, partly because of those Arcane Nexuses, but just not enough firepower. All right. This time I will cast both. Arcane Nexus is going to do 5. Spark does 1. So that's 6 damage to the Vertigra. Lose him with 3 life. I will use Focusing Orb first to open his 4th breach. And the second one to focus Malister's 4th breach. And then I still have 4 Aether remaining, which I will buy the last Focusing Orb. I really want to get those to be healing Gravehold. 7 is not good. Okay, we go back to Malister. Okay, we're going to cast Arcane Nexus for 5. That's going to kill the Vertigra. So board is cleared at least. And we can prep Essence Theft. We're then going to use Molten Hammer, destroy a crystal. That gives us a charge. And then we generate 4/7 Aether. Which I will use to open 4th Breach. So I can start destroying those focusing orbs. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a tainted. And he gets to go again. So I will use the first Jade to destroy Tainted Jade. And then he generates 7 again, which I will use for Arcane Nexus. Oh, sorry. Okay. So at this point, I'm mostly... His life's not great. Adelheim's fine. Gravehold's in real danger, but I do own all 5 focusing orbs, and all my breaches are open, so I can destroy those. As soon as they start coming up, I got 1 here. I'll bring me back up to 10. All 5 would bring me back up to 22. So that would be nice. That said, I own, it looks like 3 Arcane Nexuses, 2 Radiances, and 3 Essence Thefts. That's it for damage among both of them. That's not, it's not horrible, but it's not good either. Yeah, they each have 1 Radiance. He has 2 Arcane Nexuses. He has 1. And he has 2 Essence Thefts. He has 1. So that's really only 3 spells apiece that are better than a Spark. Nemesis gets to go first. Probably going to be a double activation again, because that's how it goes. Pulverizing Ray. Actually wouldn't mind that going first, but it's not. So we're going to get Malister. He will cast Essence Theft for 4. Brings that down to 62. Discard Crystal to heal himself 1. He will prep another Essence Theft. And with 3, he will buy a Leeching Agate, which also generates a charge. Damn it. It's like the 3rd time I've done that. And we get Adelheim. So we're going to prep Radiance. We will destroy this focusing orb, which will heal Gravehold 3, bring us back to 10. So we're back in double digits. Yeah. All right. And then Burning Opal 2 crystals is worth 5 or 4 with draw. I'll take the 5 for an Essence Theft. Tainted. Okay, we get Malister again. We're going to prep Arcane Nexus. Oh, do I want to cast anything? I kind of like just holding them on and getting these fat preps going. I will cast Essence Theft for 4. That's going to bring Blight Lord down to 58. And I will discard a Jade to heal himself 1. Brings him back up to 5. I will then prep Arcane Nexus. I will use Molten Hammer for a single charge. No destruction. Oh, no. Any player's discard pile. So I will destroy this crystal over here. And then I will use the 2 Jades to buy 2 more charges. I will then activate his special ability to buy a Radiance and prep it to his 4th Breach. I didn't even double cast the gem on the Arcane Nexus, but that's fine. Would have just got me an extra charge. Nemesis. Okay, so Pulverizing Ray activates. Discard up to 6 gems. You can discard the Tainted Jade as well. At least 4 for sure. And then, yeah, we'll do that. 5, 6. And that gets rid of Pulverizing Ray. And we bring out Reality Rupture. Power 1, unleash 3 times. Discard, destroy 2 prep spells that cost 3 or more. I think I want to let that one actually go off. Because unleashing 3 times just assigns 3 Tainted Jades. And that's all there is, but I'm about to destroy one. So he does have that full set. It doesn't cause any direct damage or anything like that. What am I going to do? Destroy an Arcane Nexus and a Radiance? That's crazy. You know, I don't have cheap spells in this game. All right, so then it's Adelheim's turn. Where did this come from? Oh yeah, that's part of Santa. Okay. So use the Leeching Agate to destroy the Tainted Jade. Oh, sorry. I'm going to cast Radiance first. Do it in the correct order. That's 6 damage. Brings Blight Lord down to 52. And they both draw a card. Then I will use Leeching Agate to destroy Tainted Jade. And I'll prep Radiance and Spark. I feel pretty good about this. My biggest weakness right now, I have healing that is effective. Got him at 5, him at 7. I have some good damage coming up. I mean, that's 6, that's 5. So that's 11. And that's 6, that's 2. That's 8. So that's 19 on deck, not counting the Emulate. So 20 if you count that. That's not terrible. The Essence Staffs are coming in real handy for the healing. And I'm about to get Gravehold back into a safe zone. It's going to come down to turn order to deck and Nemesis shuffle, basically. All right, so we're back to Malister. I'm going to start by casting Radiance for 6. Which will bring Blight Lord down to 46. And they each draw. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to cast the Arcane Nexus or if I want to triple cast one of these things. I'm going to hold on to it and triple cast Burning Opal. So generate 3. Bring it back, generate another 3, bring it back, generate another 3. So that's worth 9. And this is worth 2, so that's 11 Aether. Which is enough for a Scrying Bolt and an Essence Theft. It's not, if it was one more point, I would have used it to activate a special ability, and I would have bought a Radiance for Adelheim instead, but I was short 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, he does get to go again. I'm going to fire both of those off. Those are 5 apiece. So that's 10 damage. Brings Blight Lord to 36. I will prep Essence Stuffed. And then that's worth 4, 5, 6. And I purchased 3 charges. I keep not forgetting, but not buying Scrying Bolt. That's probably my favorite card. All right, so Reality Rupture is going to go off. It's a triple unleash. So that's 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. So that's a much bigger problem late in the game. We're going to give... Oh, that's fine. Because it's just harder for me to destroy them. This is what it is. I already made my choice. Sunder. Gravehold suffers 4 damage, and the player with the lowest life suffers 4 damage. I don't like that. Or shuffle all the Nemesis turn order cards back into the turn order deck. I will do that. It's only 1, so it's basically just skip this card. That's what that effectively works out to. Unleash twice. Okay. So that... What do you do when you run out of Tainted Jades? When a player would gain a Tainted Jade and that supply pile is empty, that player suffers 1 damage instead. Okay, so Mouser is going to suffer 1 damage, which does give him a charge. And Adelheim has to destroy 4 cards in hand or suffer 4 damage. This is gonna be I'm gonna destroy these 2 crystals and this jade, but I'm gonna be a little cheap. I'm destroying this focusing orb and I'm giving myself the 3 life. Destroy this, Grateful gains 3 life. It doesn't say how it gets destroyed. So that may be incorrect. If you destroy this through other methods, does Grateful still gain the 3 life? I think it should. If, for example, I had used it on a previous turn, and then I had a Molten Hammer on Mouser that I used, and Focusing Orb was sitting on the top of the discard pile over here, I don't see why I couldn't use the Molten Hammer to destroy the Focusing Orb and heal Grateful. I would totally use that. That makes sense to me. So this makes sense to me. So we'll see. If I don't heal him, he will get exhausted on the next Nemesis activation. So I really need this top card to be Adelheim. Yeah. So I will cast Radiance for 6 damage. It's going to bring Blight Lord down to 30. And each draw a card. Okay. I'm going to prep Essence Theft. And I'm going to spend the 4 on 2 charges. I really should have gotten that up a while ago. And then Mouser gets to draw a card and discard a card. Okay, moment of truth. Nice. Nice. If this is a 2, I get to use Essence Theft to heal Malister by 1. And he will not die from this ability. On Nemesis next activation, there is no cards here. This counter will advance twice. Malister is going to take 4 damage. Yeah. Whew. That might have just been giving me the win right there. Okay. We will cast Essence Theft for 4 damage. I'll bring Blight Lord to 26. I played too much of that Lord of the Rings game. And I will discard Spark. And he's always yelling about the Bright Lord. Heals Malister up to 5. I will then destroy these 3 focusing orbs, which will heal Gravehold back up to 22. And then prep Arcane Nexus. Skin of my teeth. Really glad I swapped the Blaze for this and stuff slow. I would have been screwed. Alright. Nemesis card. Nothing there. 1, 2. That's going to do 4 damage to Malister, because he has the lowest life. Adelheim has 7. Let me draw. Doom Aegis, power 1. The player with the most charges, which is... they're tied, actually. Suffers 4 damage and loses all of their charges. To discard, spend 7. Okay. There's not a whole lot of cards left. I'm pretty deep into tier 3 cards. How much damage do I got? 7, 11, 12. Yeah. Not quite striking distance. Got 2 essence stuffs. So I got to survive, I would say, at least 2 through. I got to survive through this round. At least 2 Blight Lord activations. And then it's going to depend on the turn order after that. If I get a few, 2, 3 turns in a row, I might be able to pull it out. Alright, we are going to start with Malister. That's good. Good news. I will start by casting Essence Theft for 4 while discarding a crystal, healing him back up to 2. And that drops Blight Lord to 22. Same amount of health as Gravehold. I will then prep Essence Theft. I will use Molten Hammer, destroy this crystal. Gain 1 charge. No. No, I didn't want to do that. Damn it. Because I discarded. Man, I already committed to it, I guess. Damn it, I had the 7. He's got 7, okay. Man, that stresses me out. That really stresses me out. Yeah, I take that back. I didn't heal. Here's my 7. 3 Jades and a crystal. Molten Hammer doesn't destroy anything. Okay. So I don't get to use my special ability, but I take the 7 and I get rid of Doom Aegis. Sorry about that. I hate going back like that. Alright, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Okay, so Adelheim's turn. Do I want to cast either of those? That's worth 7. No, that's fine. I'll cast both. 5, 2, that's 7. That brings Blight Lord down to 15 life. I then prep Essence Theft. And then I generate 5, 6, 7. I use 2 to buy a charge. So I think I might have won this one. And then with 5, I buy a Molten Hammer. I don't have enough damage to kill him just yet. And to be fair, his activation... Oh, shit. If I don't get rid of those crystals... I already lost. He's going to get his second activation and I lose. Because he advances twice each time. Because they put those crystals... I mean, they're in my deck, but... Oh, man. Very high chance I already lost. And there's nothing I can do about it. Man. I wonder if you can use this to cancel the players lose effect. What do you guys think? It says when a Nemesis attack or power card is drawn, but before it is resolved. So that would be like... The only attack card is the Rageborn Strike deck that I can think of. So does this count as an attack card? The track. Can I cancel out one of those effects using Ethereal Ward? It makes sense to me if that you can. So like I could cancel out the Blight Lord gains 10 life. Or the players lose. And then the next time it would... Next time he activates, you would still lose. But... I don't know. If you know where to find questions like that, if there's like maybe there's an FAQ somewhere? Yeah. Alright. 1, 2. Blight Lord heals 10. Back to 25. And Petrify. Advance a team track twice. That's game over. Or Greyfold suffers 8 damage. So brings me to 14. Adelheim gets to go again. I don't really see how it's possible for me to win. But I will Essence that for 4. Brings him to 21. I'll discard a crystal to heal. Malster 1. Prep a Radiance. Can't cast it though. And then I still have 5. Aether. Nothing I can do with it. By Molten Hammer. I'm going to say that you can use this to cancel a track effect. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. In the spirit of it. This is essentially 9 cards that have to be played in a specific order. That's really all it is. There are my Tainted Jades. Just give him another turn. Okay. Cast Essence that for 4. Brings him down to 17. I'll cast Immolate as well. Bring him down to 16. Prep Radiance. Spend 2. For a charge. Which I'll use on another Radiance. Yeah. And then I still have 3 remaining, so I'll buy 1 more charge. There we go. That's some damage. Alright. So, Nemesis is going to advance 2. Players lose. So tell me if I'm doing this wrong. Alright? But I'm going to use Ethereal Ward when a Nemesis attack, because that's an attack, but it's not a card, is drawn but before it is resolved, you may discard it, it has no effect. So the way I look at a track, and I would apply this to like Carapace Queen when she unleashes, or swarms rather, and uses an attack off the swarm track. You should be able to cancel that out with Ethereal Ward. Otherwise, half the attacks in the game, because this, you also have Phydraxia who cancels like an entire turn activation, cancels the minions, cancels the track, cancels the draw. He just gets to cancel one effect. So it doesn't seem right to me that he wouldn't be able to affect these, really, or minions. He should be able to cancel out a single minion's attack too. That's how I'm going to read it. Is that cheating? I don't know. It makes sense to me. Yes, it is in my favor, but it does make sense to me. So what I will say is, even using that ability in this situation, he's still on that position. So his very next activation, even if I destroy all the Tainted Jades, he is game over. Unless I get this ability up again. Every single activation, I'm going to have to use Ethereal Ward or it's instant game over, is how I read that. And then we draw. Power 2, Glittering Doom. Any player, and if I am wrong, if I'm playing this incorrectly and I win, I'll go back and beat him again. And I'll, but I don't really use Adelheim that much, so I'm not super familiar with it. Okay, Glittering Doom, Power 2, any player discards 3 cards in hand and then gains 3 Tainted Jades and places them in their hand. Or you may discard by spending 8 Aether. Malister is convinced the Nameless seek to change us and then harvest us for some foul purpose. And that's not enough. Even if I take the damage and take all of that from the Tainted Jades, it's still not enough to get his Ethereal Ward up. So the only way for me to get Ethereal Ward up is for Adelheim to get 2 activations before the Blight Lord's first. So I have to get 2 activations with Adelheim or kill the Blight Lord before his first activation to stay in this game. Is that possible? Sure. There's 3 Radiances up there. That's 18 damage. Plus drawing 3 cards. So I can definitely kill him. But it's all about the turn order deck. I'm giving it an extra long shuffle because I'm nervous. Alright. What do we get? Okay, that's something. We will cast both Radiances. That does 6 damage apiece. That's worth 12. That's going to drop Blight Lord to 4 life. And I get to draw 2 cards for each mage. It's actually not what I wanted. I wanted gems. But I'm going to prep Radiance, Essence Theft, Spark. And that's 2, 4. I will take all that. That means I take 2 damage for the 8 Aether. There's no point in returning Tainted Jades. And that gives me 4 charges. So I'm close. So there's 5 cards remaining. 3 of them are mage cards. 2 are Blight Lord cards. So I have better than 50-50 odds. If it's a Nemesis card, I lose. If it's a player card, I win. That's a loss. Nemesis activates. Players lose. Instant loss. And that's 6, 10, 11 damage. That's 6 damage. And then, you know, I couldn't even prep all those. But that's 15 damage. That hurts a little bit. Man. Alright. Thoughts. Jades worked well. They cancel out the other Jades, which is really nice. Leeching Agate, it's fine. They weren't bad. I wouldn't want to use Sifter's Pearls anyway. In this. Vrisswood, maybe. I don't know. But I like the gem selection. Focusing orbs are required. Absolutely. Molten Hammer's fine. Might have been better to have a Mage's Talisman. They're the same cost. So instead of the card destruction, because I have so much discard, it just generates an extra charge. So they each get a charge. So I think I'll probably do that next game. Arcane Nexus is awesome. Radiance is awesome. And Essence Theft was great. Scrying Bolt, I didn't really use. I think it never really came up. So I could swap that out with something else. I'm not sure what, though. Because if I went with something... Now, I didn't get into this position until very late, where I actually had enough to fill all my breaches. So I would lean towards either a Spectral Echo at 3 cost to help me get rid of some of these sparks and starter cards, or an Ignite, which also does 2 damage, but generates charges to get a little bit more charge generation. Yeah. What do you guys think? And let me know what you think about Adelheim's Ethereal Ward. Maybe I'll try to look it up. This is going to be my last video I think I shoot this weekend. Did I play that correctly? With using it to cancel out a track effect? Is that acceptable or not? Is that cheating? I don't know. I think it should be fine. It makes sense to me, but I'll see if I can find like an errata or an FAQ or something. Definitely like Adelheim more than I thought I would. Going up against Blight Lord. I forgot how good Amethyst Shard is. And he only has 2 sparks, which I like. And starting with that 5 lets him just buy that Burning Opal right off the bat, you know? I also would have changed how I set him up. With the same setup where he got to draw an extra card. I still would have discarded the starting card, but I would have actually opened his second breach for 5. And then on his second turn, I would have bought Burning Opal. So that way when it came back around, I didn't have to worry about the breaches. Like, you could just prep it. And then I always had the third breach that was just quick to open. And get some two breaches real quick. So I would have done that slightly differently. But yeah, I may do this exact same setup, or keep the same mages, swap out Molten Hammer for Mage's Talisman and Scrying Bolt for probably Spectral Echo. Those decks got really fat towards the end there, and you need to keep them small so that you can get to the Tainted Jades. Because when he gains them through an unleash, they'd go on the bottom of your discard pile. They're not as dangerous if they go on top of your deck, which some of the abilities do, but I think I'll keep that. And then if I can't beat him on the second attempt, I'm gonna swap Adelheim out for Lash and try to get some more activations in there. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. You're the best. Love you. Bye-bye.